Okay, let's talk about inserting cabinets at various pre-selected heights for the top edge of the cabinet. So this upper cabinet, this top left-hand corner will be inserted at whichever height we're looking at placing it. Okay, so let's start. If the project is set with an override, it's going to go in at this height. So we're going to start with that at 0. And our rules 2 here, standard insertion point of 2080 millimeters. Any point along here doesn't really much matter, and it goes in at 2080 millimeters. Okay. There is an alternative height insertion point as well, and you can set the standard one here. So we're going to set it to 2000 millimeters for a standard, and we'll get to this in a minute. The alternate one is 1800. Okay, so now we pop in a cabinet and it goes in at 2000, which is for this project the height we're looking for. Okay, now let's try to insert this cabinet again, but this time we're going to hold down the alternate key before we click on this point. So now we click on this point, and now it comes in at 1800 millimeters, which is the alternate point. Okay, and a third way of doing it is you, instead of holding down the Alt key, you hold down the Shift key. So hold down the Shift key and then put it at whatever height you're looking at, and that's the height that it's going to come in at. Okay, so that's upper cabinets. Base cabinets come in at 0. Unless you use the Shift, there is no alternate for base cabinets. Okay. Now let's put in a upper cabinet, and we'll put it in at 2000 millimeters because that's what it's set at right now. So this cabinet here was going to go in at the 2000 millimeters. Okay. Now, as you can see, this cabinet here is 700 wide, and this one here was 800 wide. Oh, come on, snap. There we go, 800 wide. Okay, so if we want to change this, we can either change it to 800 here, or what we can do is we can insert it, and before clicking our second point, keeping this angle or this insertion plane the way you want, and now we can see that we can click on different spots like that, and it's at 8. That's 800. We can type in 800, press enter. Now it's at 800 millimeters. There are other situations that you have when you're inserting cabinets. One is you could have optional fillers and or finished panels. They both work the same way. I'm just going to show you the left filler. If there's a left filler in here and a finished panel takes precedence. Okay, so now we're going to click this in here, and as you can see, the finished panel or the filler of 100 millimeters is what we've got sitting here. So we've offset the cabinet by the amount of the filler. Okay. Another possibility here is when we're typing in a number. I'm going to turn off the filler, and then we're going to type in a number, and when we type in a number we can go comma 45 degrees. So after the comma is your degrees, and it'll put it in at an angle. Okay. If we want, we can go minus as well. If that's the way it's working, just pull it forward, minus 45, and it'll put it in at a minus 45 degree angle because we asked it to. Okay, in addition to this, we have, instead of going left to right, we can go right to left. So how we do that, let's just pop in a cabinet over here and just leave it, and then we're going to go figure out how much room we've got, and that can be done in a number of ways. So the molding or the fillers and the finished panels, typing in angles, all that works for going right to left as well. So here we're going to bring up the editor, pick the cabinet, and now instead of holding down the Alt key or just inserting, before you click on your first point, hold down the Control key and go the opposite way. Okay, so this one didn't come across the full amount, so you can do that the same way. We can bring it in, hold down the Control key, go all the way to the other point. That's 900 millimeters, so type in 900, enter, and it fills in the space. Okay, thank you very much. Bye now.